So for the past week, I've been wearing a continuous glucose monitor on my arm. So I have some things plotted up here. I've basically just been doing this just to see how my body responds to different foods that I eat, activities that I do. So if you've been here for a while and you remember back to when Lexus gave her talks about what CrossFit is, she went over the sick, well, fit continuum. So this is something that you can plot on there. So fit, you could put 70 to 100 milligrams per deciliter. That would be in the fit category. Between 100 and 120, that would be well. 120 plus, you could say that that would be the sick category, just for this demonstration purposes. The app that I use has like a range from 70 to 140, and it says if you're not diabetic, that's what the range should be in, at basically 80% plus of the time. So as I've been wearing this, it plots stuff on a graph. So I just pulled some of the data out that I thought was interesting. My average for the past 7 days is like 102. The highest that it got was 166, and then almost immediately after, it went all the way down to 66, which was the lowest that it's been. Can anybody guess what I did to get that?
Drink a beer.
You're close. What do you think?
Obviously, you worked out.
Nope. I had 3 cookies. So within about 30 minutes after I ate those 3 cookies, glucose shot up, insulin came in, did its job, probably took too much out, and then I hit that crash.
What kind of cookies?
They were monster cookies from Bassett's.
So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they were big cookies. I did. Yeah.
Were you like fighting against yourself to do it too?
No, from time to time I do that, and it's probably not, I know it's not the healthiest thing, but I knew I was wearing it, and I'm like, I want to see what actually happens here. So then it leveled out a little bit, and then 143 drops to 79. Anybody guess what I did there? Passed out? No. No. Good guess though. The first thing that you said, I ate a piece of cake. Shot up, dropped down. Leveled out again. These are not all on the same day, by the way. I should have told you that. I was doing something, spiked up to 143, dropped down to 105, and then kind of leveled out. What do you think I did there? Nope. That one, I was in here doing a workout. So same sort of response, just there's no crash at the end of that. And then another example, 137, dropped back down to 99, and then leveled out. Any idea? Nope. The baby was screaming his head off, and I was trying to put him back to sleep. So that stress spiked it up, and then it leveled out. So notice there's still not as dramatic of a crash as when I was eating those processed foods. So just a couple tips that I would give you from some of the data that I've collected. And at some point I'm probably going to do a longer video explaining some more in detail on this. But water helps. If I would eat cookies and I had paired that with some sort of protein, healthy fats, it doesn't spike as bad, and there's not as bad of a crash at the end. One of the days that I ate lunch, I had a bunch of carbs, and they were whole foods. So I had green beans, sweet potatoes, an apple, an orange, and a banana, I think. And then I also had 2 burgers, just the patties with no bun. It had a similar effect, so it would spike up to 143, but then it would level out at 105. So there wasn't a crash at the end. And I think that's because they were the whole foods and it was paired with some protein. Another thing that you can do is go on a walk after you eat. That helps that level out and then avoid the crash. But if you are constantly eating those processed foods, you're going to be doing this all day long, right? That's when you're going to be feeling that crash at work. You're going to be about falling asleep. Maybe not you because you're active all day, but me at the desk job, that's the time when you're going to feel that the most. The other thing is if you're constantly in this bucket where it's going up and down, up and down, up and down, over time, you're going to become insulin resistant. That hormone is going to stop working as it's designed to. That's when we get into that chronic disease bucket, start shifting towards that side, for those of you that have been here and listened to me talk about that before. So moral of the story is try to eat meat and vegetables, nuts and seeds, some fruit, little starch, no sugar. Continue to work towards that. You don't have to be perfect. As you see, I'm not, right? But the more that you try to eat whole foods, the better off you're going to get, better outcomes in the long term. So, questions?
You would eat a banana, and would you pair nuts with it to kind of balance it out?
Whatever you like to eat, I think that would help. Some protein, obviously that's going to be one of the things that I push you towards a lot of the times. But I think the bananas, for most people, it's going to spike anyways. But it might not be a spike where it's going to dip down and you're going to crash afterwards. But my thing isn't going to be the same thing for your thing. Like if you wore one of these, you might have a completely different reaction to each one of these events or foods because everybody's body's unique. But I would say that this one is probably going to happen regardless of what you did just because of the quantity of cookies that I ate for that. But going back to that glycemic index, it's going to tell you how much that food's supposedly going to spike your blood sugar. The higher the number on the glycemic index, the higher that blood sugar is going to get.
You said the spikes were like 30 minutes after?
Yeah.
Or the crash like 30 minutes after?
So this happened within like 10 minutes. 30 minutes after I ate, it spiked it up, and then it dipped down within like a 10-minute window. Yeah. It's called Stello. It's on my arm. One of our other members had one, and she told me about it, so I bought one, and I just wanted to see what it was doing. It's good information to.
So do you continue to use that, or is it temporary?
So they last up to 14 days. You can buy like 1 month, 2 month, 3 month. You can get it on a subscription. I just bought like a 3-month supply, and then I'm gonna test throughout the year, just based on stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
But it's interesting.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, thanks for sharing.
Absolutely.
The index.
Glycemic index. Yeah. Yep. All right, guys. Good job tonight.